Moving across to Happy Valley for a Wednesday night card. 8 races at the City Circuit, where the main event comes up halfway through the program, the Hong Kong Club Challenger Cup. It's great to have your company here on Racing 2, and I'm Tom Wood, and I'm joined in the studio by Paul Lally and Nick Child. And the main event, Nick, for the sprinters, a good quality line-up there, but it looks a pretty even night's racing throughout.
Yeah, I think so, Tommy. Absolutely, it does. And, you know, it's sort of the epitome, really, of Happy Valley, very competitive. As for that fourth race, Heroic Master looks a bit of a chance there. So too Happy United down at the bottom for Jamie Richards. So, yeah, really good competitive race. We've seen a few roughies turn up recently, Paul, at Happy Valley. Hello to you. Any jackpots to go along with maybe some more roughies on Wednesday night?
No, there's no jackpots there. And as you guys have mentioned, they're quite even fields throughout the card. There's a couple of interesting horses coming there, like Raging Blizzard for the first time was impressive last time. Beauty Infinity was impressive last time as well. So I think they're going to be really well supported.
Yep, so should be a good night of racing. First race coming up at 10 minutes past 7 o'clock. Looking forward to seeing what Raging Blizzard can do in that final race as well. Well, as it is with all sorts of sports right around the world, mental health and well-being, as well as physical well-being, high on the agenda with some of the world's top athletes. And that's no different here in Hong Kong with the Hong Kong Jockey Club. And the Jockey Club has recently invested in more sports science, more facilities for the jockeys out at Sha Tin.
Stephen Higgins, many thanks for taking the time to chat to us. Now, we're here at Sha Tin Racecourse, but we're going to very shortly have a look at some wonderful new facilities that have been provided for the jockeys. Just give us an overview of why the Jockey Club have gone about this and what they're trying to provide.
Yeah, I mean, Nick, it's part of our evolving provision of facilities to attract world-class talent here to Hong Kong. Obviously, we've got some world-class local jockeys and we've got some world-class international jockeys. So we're always trying to listen to them and to try and provide them with facilities and improvements that enhance their performance out on the track.
Stephen, the general feeling, I suppose, against many that might watch racing is that a jockey's life is an easy one. They turn up, they ride horses, they win big races, but that's probably as far from the truth as could be possible. I mean, you're a rider yourself. It's not an easy job, and they need a lot of help with it, don't they?
And also in this incredibly competitive environment, Nick, you know, they're all competing against one another. They're incredibly fit, most of them. They work very hard on their personal fitness and improvement, and we just wanted to provide local facilities close to where they live, with the right quality of professionals to work with them to improve their fitness, their riding capability and their mental aptitude to getting the job done.
Well, I think it's high time we go and have a look at said facilities, should we?
Yes.
Well, here we are. We've made our way up to the Jockey Centre of Excellence, and who better to talk to than Hugh Bowman, a regular user of these facilities. Of course, Hugh, you've seen the evolving landscape of racing here in Hong Kong and racing in general, but this is a facility. It looks fantastic.
Yes, Nicholas, it is, and the club have put a lot of time and effort into evolving this fitness area for us as a jockeys group, and you know, at the end of the day, it does come down to your individual motivation to use such a place, but when you have such a great facility, it really encourages you to get in there and do that extra bit of work. And you know, I think we all see the rewards in our own personal benefits for having the supply of such a great great arrangement.
You're elite athletes, of course, that goes without saying. I mean, you've just come back from a recent injury, Hugh. How important is all this equipment now? I mean, you've got absolutely everything here. I guess for a jockey, your mentality is always, how soon can I be back? And this certainly helps that.
Well, you know, my experience is as a rider, when you are out of the saddle, the longer you're out of the saddle, the longer it takes to get back. So the thing about success is momentum, and if you're not riding, you can't have momentum. So having a facility like this just helps. Like I said, it helps you just tick a few boxes outside the race day and the track work. It gives you another avenue of fitness, and not only having the equipment, but the people behind the equipment. You know, we have our physio here, Chris Camper. We have Glenn, amongst others, and it's a real asset, not just to me, but to everyone. And like I said, it gives us also, for me personally, it gives a bit of a team environment feel. Yeah. And although us as jockeys, we're going out on the track, we're competing against each other for winners and for rides, but ultimately we're working together alongside one another day in, day out for the entire season. And it's important that you know, we all get on and we all work together. So it's a very unique environment being a race jockey. But yeah, I think this just helps add to that camaraderie environment, which is so important to our own individual success.
Yeah, you mentioned the team, of course. Now, a very important member of the team is sat to the left of me, Chris Camper. Chris, great to see you up here. Great to chat to you, of course. You work closely with these guys, Hugh and the likes, and resident physio here at the Hong Kong Jockey Club. A big job, I'd imagine, you know, because these guys, as you say, sometimes need putting back together.
Oh yeah, I think maintenance, just like I say, keeping on the track is a big one. But I think the jockey club's really helped us for the especially the last 3 years. Just put so much resources in making things a bit easier. From where we started till now, it's like massive. Every year, every season is like different. And basically just keeping them on the horse, or just get to their help their issues, what they deal with, and like I say, it'll get them back quicker.
You've got a lot of experience. I mean, what about this as a facility? Obviously, we spoke to Stephen beforehand, Stephen Higgins. It's always evolving, it's changing, it's developing. You've got everything you need here.
Oh yeah, like we said, we started first with a physio ball, a bed and a horse 3 years ago, and then now we've actually gone full on treadmill. We've got a proper weight session, weight system. We've got a reformer, Pilates, which they guys really use a lot, and then we've got massage therapist coming in twice a week. We've got a mobility coach comes once a week. We've got a chiropractor comes in once a week. We've got a performance coach comes in twice a week. So yeah, anything just to get them worrying a bit less about their injuries or ailments or a little bit tightness and stuff like that. So just get them fully focused on when they have to race, they race.
You mentioned strength and conditioning. Well, I think we can head across and have a chat with John and Glenn, who are waiting for us over here. Obviously, there's a huge team. John O'Reilly, great to chat to you as well. Strength, conditioning, nutrition, a huge part of a jockey's life.
Yeah, correct. And you know, having been involved with the Jockey Club as a sports science consultant for more than 12 years, I've seen the evolution of how the Jockey Club have provided for the health and wellness of the jockeys. Initially, you know, it became a bit of a challenge. Initially it became a bit of a challenge in order to convince the jockeys, I guess, that they were in fact were leading elite athletes. So what we did was we started doing some research involving the jockeys, their bone health, their body composition, their muscle mass, and we were able to show them maybe areas that they could improve, and we were able to compare them to other global elite athletes in areas of strength and conditioning and weight making. And from that, we were then able to advise them in relation to nutrition, conditioning, body weight management, things like that, with a view essentially not just to making or helping jockeys win more races, but essentially allowing them to get their bodies in the best possible condition so they can be as robust as possible to withstand any injuries, or even in fact when they do get injured, that they can return to saddle as quickly as possible. Really, it's an ongoing process. You know, I don't feel like we're finished just yet in terms of providing for the jockeys. But what's really good is that the jockeys themselves have embraced the facilities that have been provided for them.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it's in a very good place. And Glenn, I'll bring you in as well. Obviously, there's a huge team around the jockeys here. It seems difficult where you find time, but where do you fit into the equation?
Well, I guess strength and conditioning is just one part, as you said, of that holistic sort of treatment collective that we try and provide the jockeys. So we've got the nutritionist here, and under Chris' leadership with him as the head physio. Brought myself in for the strength conditioning aspect, and then we've got a few other practitioners that come down, the chiropractor, the massage therapist. It's all about just providing the best service possible for the jockeys. And obviously from my end, the strength conditioning side, there is a performance aspect that people probably think of first when they think of strength conditioning, but there's also that injury prevention aspect and sort of just keeping them as healthy and fit and active as possible. And for the boys that we work with, I know that you know, maybe we surprise them a little bit sometimes with some of the sessions that we do, target some of those muscle groups that they don't necessarily use on the horse as much, and just help them sort of maintain that longevity and performance on the racetrack. Yeah.
And on a slightly lighter note, they're a good bunch to work with, these jockeys. You know, you see them out there competing.
Absolutely.
Imagine you see them.
Correct, yeah. I mean, like any group of people working with athletes, and you get people various different moods, they're very different parts of the season. But there's a real collegiate atmosphere here, which is something that I've seen grow more and more as we've been able to develop more of what might be a locker room kind of mentality. Of course, they're fierce competitors, and when they're out there on race day, that's absolutely what goes on. But day to day, and what's really impressive to see is that there's lads coming in, supporting each other, consoling each other, encouraging each other to move forward. So there's a very good atmosphere, and I really feel like this brings the guys back more and more to be able to come back and enjoy using the facilities, using the expertise we have here. So hopefully we can see that continue. But yeah, it's an evolving process, but it's really been tremendous improvement over these past 5 or 6 years. So let's hope it keeps going on in the years to come.
So great to get some terrific vision behind the scenes down at the Jockeys Centre of Excellence. We thank all the boys down there, particularly Andrea Razzini and Matthew Chadwick, for allowing us to film while their sessions were in play down there. Nick, and tremendous looking facility it is, and it just really does emphasise the weight that the Hong Kong Jockey Club put on health, well-being and all those physical issues that jockeys can have.
Yeah, for sure. Look, and it's not an easy life. I mean, when you're up at the top 5 or 10 jockeys, for example, here will do very well and make very good money and ride plenty of winners. But it's tougher than that, and having those guys there, Chris, John and Glenn and everyone else involved, it really does help them along, and it's a great facility to have, and it's getting better all the time.
And Paul, just with the nature of the weather here in Hong Kong, we know it's quite warm this certainly winter, but when we get soon through to June, July, it gets real tough for the jockeys, doesn't it, with the heat and the humidity?
Yeah, it definitely does. So, obviously well-being is the main thing. They don't want health issues when they're sort of wasting to get into a particular ride and a particular weight. So their management of the weight is just so important, and it's just so good to see that the club is really looking after that.
Yep, so a lot of focus put on health and well-being, and not only mental but physical well-being for the jockeys here in Hong Kong, with some terrific facilities down in the grandstand here at Sha Tin with the Jockeys Centre of Excellence. More coming up after the break here as we preview race number 4 at Happy Valley on Wednesday night. But as we go to this break, we are counting down to the first leg of the 4-year-old Classic Series, with the Classic Mile coming up on the first Sunday in February.
Set to go, the Classic Mile, they're underway.
Racing to Win, Hong Kong Racing's twice weekly preview show, and we're looking at Happy Valley on Wednesday night. But first, we've got a last run reminder, as we do when we come back from the break. And Paul, it's one that you fancy Wednesday night, Mr. Aladdin out of the Pierrong stable.
Yeah, the stable's flying, isn't it? And this horse is stepping up to 1,800 metres for the first time. He's by Satano Aladdin, which is really suited. He had to go wide the whole race, and the big key about this thing is how slow they went in the early stages. And he still ran on really nicely here for 4th. You can see they went 1.16 seconds slower than standard for that first 800 metres. And I just like the way he really got to the line. It was a really good run from this horse. He came out of a strong form race to start before, behind Red Hair King, who's come out and won, and Simply Maverick. Both those two horses have come out and won, and he's run 4th. So up to 1,800 metres by Satano Aladdin. With that run, I think he's a good bet on Wednesday night.
OK, I'll do the sideways shuffle. Race 2, number 7, Mr. Aladdin, there for Paul on Wednesday night, part of the last run reminders, and you can see plenty of those, of course, on the website hkjc.com. But looking at the trophy event for Wednesday night, that is the Hong Kong Club Challenge Cup. It is meeting number 38 of the season, C course for 8 races, 10 past 7 the first, and we're previewing race number 4, which is at 20 minutes to 9 o'clock local time, the Class 3 over 1,000 metres. Here is the lineup with Harmony and Blessed, who is a 4-time course and distance winner. Heroic Masters, also a course and distance winner, has been consistent since winning 4 starts ago. California Deeply's got the hood going on. Beauty Gloria, winner 3 starts ago. Atomic Energy, Nakoni County ran on OK last time out. Chain of Gold is a newcomer, was formerly in Australia under the same name with Matthew Smith, and won at Wyong and Orange. Enfolded coming to Happy Valley. Happy United also for Jamie Richards, and Fortune Warrior has in this race got the cheek pieces removed and the blinkers going on for the first time. Nick, the pace here, Harmony and Blessed, Heroic Master, but as per normal, they don't tend to hang around in these types of races.
No, they absolutely won't, Tom. And Harmony and Blessed, he's a noted front runner, so expect him to go forward. Beauty Glory, I don't think will be too far away. Fortune Warrior might just get caught out in the wing a little bit, and I think Heroic Master can get a really nice run here, Paul, in behind the speed.
I think he can. The thing with Fortune Warrior is he's got blinkers on for the first time as well, so he's got that light weight. He just might have to work. He could eventually get outside Harmony and Blessed, but Harmony and Blessed is a speedy horse. He's not going to give up the rail.
So that is a speed map for race number 4, but also having a look at some of the speedy horses that have raced at Happy Valley in this race over the 1,000 metres here. Nick and Harmony and Blessed has got the best time on the board. Happy United probably got a few lengths to find on that, and horses like California Deeply haven't won for quite some time.
Yeah, look, and they've all, as you can see on that graphic alone, there are a number of them that are capable of posting good times. The standard for this sort of race is around about 56.6, so it just goes to show that they can run some really good times, and obviously Harmony and Blessed, well, he can run the quickest on that evidence.
Yeah, he definitely can. He's got to carry 135 though, but he definitely can, and he's got a good draw, barrier number 2.
That is the fastest times for the 1,000 metres at Happy Valley. But a horse that is absolutely flying around the circuit at the moment, particularly course and distance, is Happy United. He's had 3 goes for a first, a second and a third. His trainer is Jamie Richards.
Jamie, Happy United has done a really good job for you around the valley. Had his first go in this grade last time out, and he was far from disgraced.
Yeah, he ran well. Casper's horse just got the dream run through. Beautiful ride from James, and we just got flushed out on the corner, which maybe just cost us a length or 2. But he still ran well, as you say, first time up into Class 3.
He's been up to Chung Fa, nice little break up there. Has he done well for that?
Yeah, he has. He just had a little maintenance trial up there. Seems to be in good shape, and everything's in order. He's got a nice draw, and hopefully he can have a little bit of luck.
It's a race, Jamie. Obviously, naturally over this trip there's going to be a whole stack of pace, which there seems to be on paper. Your horse races sort of close to the pace, doesn't necessarily lead. Is that a positive, the fact that there is quite a bit of tempo?
Yeah, I think he's a horse that is a little bit better when he's got something to chase. Might just have a little bit of a turn of foot when he's got a bum to follow, but yeah, as long as the pace is on and he can get a nice run in transit from that nice enough barrier, hopefully he can be a nice chance.
He's got a nice light weight, and I guess maybe a horse like Frankie Law's Heroic Master might be your biggest danger, so receiving a good bit of weight from him is always a plus.
Yeah, you've got those old hardened horses that are up the top of the book there that know exactly what the game's all about, but he's still a young horse, and hopefully he's got a few points in hand.
Pretty chilly morning here at the trials, Jamie. The star turned very much your horse, Wellington. Looked to trial really well this morning.
Yeah, he's just had a bit of an easy time since the international sprint, but the plan was always to give him a sort of a maintenance trial here, and seems to be in good shape. He's going to have to be right at the top of his game, obviously, with Lucky Swainess in there, but we're looking forward to next weekend.
Yeah, I guess having seen those entries, of course, I mean, it's going to be a tough competitive race, but in your horse, you've got a hard-knocking, hardy Group 1 horse who's been there, done it, and got the T-shirt.
Exactly, he's just got to hold his form. Whether some of those young up-and-coming horses now have got it over him as he gets a bit older, but we're doing everything we possibly can to make sure he turns up in good shape.
Will he trial again before the Group 1?
No, I don't think he'll need to. Just do a little bit of work a couple of times next week, and that should have him where he needs to be.
And we've had it confirmed this morning, Nick, that Hugh Bowman is going to be riding Wellington the next race that he lines up in.
Yeah, Hugh jumped on him there for the trial, so he had a good feeling this morning.
Yep, he certainly did. So we can move on from that, the sprinters in action the next couple of weeks here in Hong Kong, to our first replay. It is Nakoni County. This horse here, Paul, I thought ran a pretty good race from back in the field. He hasn't tried course and distance in the past, but wouldn't put it past him here 1,000 metres.
Yeah, look, he's his 2 wins have been over the 1,200. But he's going to get a lot of tempo in this race. He's going to get back, and he'll be running on strongly. So I did include him on a minor line. I thought it was a really good run from him.
It was, absolutely it was. I think you hit the nail on the head in the sense that he's won over further. There will be good pace, and he'll be finishing off, and he likes it around here at the Valley. So he's an interesting runner.
Heroic Master is another horse that likes it around Happy Valley, as we can see him in action down the straight here at Sharton. Now, Pleasant Endeavour's come out of this race and won. We saw him through that replay just before. Where's he at the moment, do you think, Nick? He's had a trial with the hood on up at Chung Fa. Last win off 69. He's rated 72 here.
Yeah, Joe, I don't mind him. I don't mind him at all. I think the good pace will really suit him, because he's not going to be seen up on the pointy end until very late on. As you say, he's a little bit higher than his last win, but in all of his runs this year, they've all been top 4 finishes, so he's right there.
Yeah, exactly. And he should get the trial, I think. He can go go forward and get him behind the pace. He's a 2-time course and distance winner, and they left him on that rating after running third there, so they're giving him his chance, I think.
Yep, we'll see how he goes here as we can move on to the next of them. And this is a newcomer called Chain of Gold. So now he's trained by Cody Mo. Lyle Hewitson riding here. 2 trials. This was his first trial, Paul, at Happy Valley. What about him in this lineup?
No, I like to watch him. He's only a small horse. He's 1,016 pounds, so he'll probably be suited around the valley. That's one positive. He got back in all his Australian races, but he did race up to 14-12 metres. His last one was over 1350. So over 1,000 here, I'm happy just to watch him. I think he'll settle back and he'll run past a few.
Yeah, I think going further on in his career here, he's going to want to get a little bit further. He won at a course called Orange somewhere. I think I'd like to put on my bucket list.
Yep, country New South Wales is orange. It can get a bit cold there. We can have a look at your selections, Paul, for this race. Plenty of chances. Who have you nailed down as the top selection?
I did go with one we've seen there in Heroic Master. I think he can get that perfect run just in behind the pace. Happy United, now he's run third in this grade, so he shows he's capable. Just had the 1 start in it, and he's got the lighter weight. Harmony and Blessed from the front, and the Coney County running on. 2-9-1-6.
Yeah, going with the 2 here, Heroic Master. I think he finds a nice opportunity, and as touched upon, he's been left on that mark of 73, which I think gives him every chance. Andrea Etzani for Frankie Law. They've teamed up for a couple of winners this season already. Happy United in for second. I think he can give his running again. The good pace will suit him. Harmony and Blessed, we know he can run time in these types of races, and he's drawn well. And Atomic Energy, he's a horse I think could be well fancied in this. He'll have his supporters. I've got him in for 4th. 2-9-1-5.
Those are the selections for the trophy event Wednesday night, the Hong Kong Club Challenge Cup, the Class 3 over 1,000 metres. Righto, we move into the best bets here. Paul, and your first cab off the rank. Who's the best Wednesday night?
I think Mr. Aladdin will be a decent price in that race number 2. We saw him in the last run reminder. I think he can win. It's an even race, and hopefully he'll get about 6-7 about him. And long shot, California Voce, race 7. He's drawn nicely in barrier number 4. It really caught the eye at his last start here. You can see him well back here, and he ran on really strongly. I thought it was a really good run. This is a lot stronger race than he's going to face coming up here on Wednesday night. He's ran second of a 76 rating as well. It was his best run to date. He's rated 71. He wasn't far away at the finish, so he was right alongside some winners there in Blue Marlin. The play we're going to do in race 5, QQP 4-5-12.
Best bet for me coming up on Wednesday night. We're going race 8, number 5, Raging Blizzard, who's a horse putting together a really good CV at the moment. This horse, trained by John Sires. Here we are having a look at him win last time out at Sharty. He's never actually raced here at Happy Valley, no trials either, and he actually started favourite 2 starts ago in a race won by a certain Galaxy Patch. So that's certainly not bad form at all. He's trialled well recently, and he got in a right tussle here with Gorgeous Win, and he came out on top. So I've made him the best for his Valley debut. The long shot, race 5, number 8, Aromatica, was with him last time. He's only lightly raced, and there has to be a bit more improvement to come from him, but he has drawn wide, needs to overcome a sticky gate. And as for the play, on Wednesday evening, we're going race 6 here, numbers 2, 3 and 4, Beauty Infinity, Happy Trio, and good old Earnest Feeling.
Best bet for me comes up in the 7th race, M Unicorn. Last time out, tried to make a bit of a move down the side, and it was about 500 metres from home. Thought he stayed on well. Give him another chance again with the lightweight here. He has been in good form. Race 7, number 12, M Unicorn. The value Fox Hunter Way, he's the lowest rated horse at the meeting, but I thought he ran okay last time out, first up for a while. So he's race 1, number 12, and the play with Raging Blizzard, Watch Buddy, and Tegepi, who's here with a good run last time out. Put him into the play as well for that final event. In terms of Hong Kong racing coming up in the next week or so, of course, Big Go coming up at Sharton at the weekend. It's the first leg of the Triple Crown, the Stewards Cup, over 1,600 metres at Group 1 level, part of the 10-race card. And then Sharton next Wednesday night for a dirt meeting. So good card coming up there, hopefully, for all-weather night racing at Sharton. But that is it for the midweek edition of Racing to Win. We've got Group 1 racing at the weekend, Nick, with the Stewards Cup.
Yeah, very exciting stuff, isn't it? Always looking forward to the big ones, Paul.
Yep, go Voyage Bubble. I think he can win.
Yep, James McDonald back in town. That's it. Don't forget, on the website, hkjc.com, all the race-by-race previews. Happy Valley, Wednesday night.